everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. I just literally turned the camera on and a cat jumped up beside me here. You want to come for a visit, bud? No? Maybe? This is Austin, my oldest cat. And he's like, no, I'm just going to sit here. I hope you can hear him purring. He has the sweetest purr. Anyway, we are here to do a Crime Watch reading. Friends, if you are following the Karen Reed trial, her second trial, they're calling it 2.0. It has been a wild week this week. We heard from the Celebrate expert for the Commonwealth. This is the Commonwealth case that is being presented. We heard from Jen McCabe, and we heard from another expert regarding blood alcohol content. There was also the voir dire of the ARCA accident reconstruction specialists, which was also wild. So, lots. The majority of the week was taken up by the cross-examination of Jen McCabe. She was cross-examined Tuesday afternoon, all day Wednesday, and pretty much all day Friday. Now, I know that this case has a lot of people very decided and then obviously divided in whether they think Karen Reed is guilty or innocent. And I try to look at this case from the perspective of I don't know anything. I am brand spanking new. I am, an alternate juror, and I'm hearing this information for the first time. And as a side note, I want to say that I find the order of the witnesses confusing. And that, I'm not really understanding what the story is. So I certainly hope that that's not how the jury is feeling, because ultimately, those people are going to be the people that make the decision of guilt or innocence at the end of the court case. And so that is troublesome to me. However, let's pull a couple of cards, and we're just sort of gonna allow Spirit to take us in a particular direction. But then I do want to drill down specifically on Jennifer McCabe's sort of overall testimony and how the jury felt. But just this week in general. Now, this is the Wisdom of the House Tonight Oracle, and this is for entertainment purposes only. My thoughts, my opinions, whatever Spirit's going to give me. Now, here's what I think is also interesting. There was a moment this week where the cameras were cut off. The jury left the room, or the courtroom. Things were reported online. We don't know if they were true or factual, where everyone was asked to leave the courtroom with the exception of the attorneys, so defense prosecution, the defendant, Karen Reed, the victim family, and Karen Reed's family members were the only parties left in the courtroom. And when court came back into session, a member or two members of the O'Keefe family had switched seats. And there's some speculation that happened online about why that happened. Just a lot of interesting things going on this week. So, just a couple of oracle cards, or whatever Spirit thinks we need, just as an overall takeaway from the week. What is the energy? What is the overall energy for this week in the Karen Reed trial? Now, that's an interesting card. We've got love. So, I'm taking that to mean that the jurors are taking their job seriously, that they understand that this is a murder trial, and that they are committed to doing their job to the best of their ability. So they are paying attention, they're focused, they're concentrating, they are determined, right? And this card has also come out, and I think that this is really interesting, and we've got differences. And I think that this is picking up on what I was saying before, in like the story seems a little disjointed. Now, it is only week 2. We've only seen, like a dozen witnesses so far. The list of witnesses is like 150 people long. This is supposed to go on till like July. So we have a long ways to go, and it possibly is too soon to form an opinion on, like, is it making sense? But to me, it's like they're trying to do a good job. They want to do a good job. They're committed to doing a good job. This is a huge responsibility. And it's like they have respect for the process and the court itself, for the law and the legal system. But they can see and feel or sense that something doesn't, like there's puzzle pieces that are missing. And that makes total sense to me. So let's throw some tarot cards. This is the inversion tarot. Let's throw a few tarot cards and see if we can get any more information. How is the jury feeling at this point in time? How is the jury feeling at this point in time? Like, are they overwhelmed? Are they underwhelmed? Are they getting it? Are they not getting it? Are they engaged? Are they bored? We had a card flip over inside the deck. We start out with the 6 of Wands. So that's an interesting card to start. This is about victory. It's about success. It's about self-esteem, recognition, being in the spotlight. And so to me, this is like they understand the importance of their specific job in this case, right? Which is good to see. Next card out is the Horseman of Wands. So this is the Knight of Wands. Again, there is a mission, right? They are being very diligent and determined in their deliberations, shall I say. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out, and I can see that there's another card that is flipped over inside the deck, the King of Wands. Now, I'm going to shuffle before I... Well, not sure why these cards are flipping over constantly. I feel like another one just did. Yeah. The Eight of Pentacles. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you want to tell us that you think we should know? Is there anything else, Spirit, that you want us to know? We have the Horseman of Pentacles. I'm going to move this just over a little bit here. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the World card. Okay. So now I'm going to use a different deck here, just to clarify this Queen of Pentacles and this King of Wands. Because this could be different people, and I want to be as accurate as I can be. This is the Light Seer Tarot for anyone that cares. Okay, Spirit, we're clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Is this Karen Reed? Page of Cups. No. Is this Jen McCabe? Is this Jen McCabe? Is the Queen of Pentacles Jen McCabe? Yes. All right, the King of Wands then is this Alan Jackson, which is one of the defense attorneys. Is this Alan Jackson? Is the King of Wands Alan Jackson? Yes or no, please. Seven of Pentacles. Yes. Okay, so that's why I stopped, because I wasn't sure if the Queen of Pentacles was representative of Karen Reed or if it was representative of Jennifer McCabe. King of Pentacles, the King of Wands is representative of Alan Jackson. So the Six of Wands, again, victory, recognition, self-esteem, right? We really are very determined to do a good job. The Knight of Wands, like they're on a mission, they're focused, they're determined. This Queen of Pentacles, really focused on Jennifer McCabe's testimony this week, coming across as, like the soccer mom, just like an everyday normal person. And the King of Wands with Alan Jackson, who is the defense attorney who did the cross-examination. And as I said in the beginning, that went from Tuesday afternoon all through Wednesday, and then the majority of the day yesterday. So really focused on the back and forth and the between, and the testimony that came out based on that cross-examination. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard, mastering your craft, right? I really feel like, if we were in the courtroom, we would see that there was like an exorbitant amount of note taking. They're really, really dotting their I's and crossing their T's is the vibe that I get. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. That makes me feel that even though they don't understand all the puzzle pieces, they realize the importance of this particular puzzle piece, right? They feel the weight of this testimony. The World card, completion, which is an interesting card to show up. It is the end of the major arcana in tarot, which means one cycle ends and a new cycle begins. So that's an interesting card. The card on the bottom of the deck, some readers read it. I always do. To me, this is the sort of overlying energy. And I feel like with this card showing up as the overlying energy, that their sole focus this week, which, take that as you will, was really being very invested in what was going on between this cross-examination. All right. I don't think I'm going to use the dowsing rods this time. I think that... Okay, I'm going to use the dowsing rods. I want to ask a question, but I wasn't sure. So, the dowsing rods, they're very long, as you can see. This is the whole dowsing rod. And the way that it works is you hold it in your hand and you can see, like, I'm not manipulating this. I'm not, right? There's like a sleeve that the rod fits into, as you can see here. And so I can't fit them totally in the screen, but I can do my best. So you can see my hands are there holding them, right? And we're going to ask Spirit to come to neutral. So this is neutral. Neutral. Show me neutral, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, can you show me a yes? So that's a yes when they cross over. A no is when they go to the side, which would be like east and west. And unfortunately, it's out of the camera shot, but you can see, right? All right. So the question that I want to ask, Spirit, with your permission, is does the jury have a good... Does the jury feel like they have a good grasp on the testimony this week? Does the jury feel like they have a good grasp on the testimony this week? Yes. So that's confirming what the cards already said. Is the jury leaning more towards guilt or innocence? Like, are they already starting to form an opinion? We don't want to know what the opinion is, but is the jury already starting to form an opinion on guilt or innocence? Yes. How interesting is that, friends? That the jury is already starting to form an opinion with only a dozen witnesses testifying at this point. The defense hasn't even started, and this trial is supposed to go to like July with like 150 witnesses on the list, or thereabouts. How interesting. So the jury is focused. They are determined on doing a good job, and they really were sort of glued to this testimony of Jennifer McCabe, like anyone who is watching this trial was. It was a wild week. We will continue to watch it. I thank you for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day wherever you may be. I appreciate you spending part of it with me. It does mean the world to me for your support. Thank you so much. Bye for now.